Welcome back to Eidolon. Feels like it's been a long time for some reason, like longer than just a week, but we're here, and I have done some off-camera grinding for like 10 whole minutes. I caught 30 fish, so there you go. It really doesn't take that long. And I also noticed while I was fishing, this looks weird. I don't know what's going on here. I think that's just a bug. I like saw it while fishing. You can see it like blinking in the corner, and I thought I was seeing some collectibles. But yeah, we will just get into this and start walking across. Oh god, that was a big fall. Okay, I'm fine. Thought it would break my legs. We need to get all the way across this bridge again until we see our bird friend. And it's like, since I fished, it's turning nighttime, which is actually fine because we're gonna be walking for a while, so it's okay. I probably don't even need to collect the berries on the way. I mean, I guess it doesn't really waste much time. And I guess while we're walking, we should... Hold on, let me just get to like the proper straight away, so I don't have a risk of like dropping down somewhere. Yes, there we go. We should look at these things like Jerome. Yeah, we have Jerome. Earthquake. Beacons. There's definitely more stuff in this direction. I'm curious about Reach specifically, and maybe Moncada as well. Senin. The Fall. It's all just in this south-ish direction, slightly southeast, which is kind of where we came from, right? So that's probably the stuff I forgot about, right? Like, stuff I missed in places we've been to. Oh, it's been more than a week. Yeah, it's been 8 days. That is true. I've forgotten everything. Because, yeah, normally it was like Knit and Knit Underground and Eidolon Saturdays, but we didn't do this yesterday. There we go, Reach. And Reach is like way over here to the east. Interesting, because that's kind of where I want to go. I want to see what's going on with Reach, because that seems like a weird place that kind of had a lot to do with everything that went down. So, well, I can press the T key, because we're going to be walking here for a while I nurse my tea. It's been steeping. Might actually need to steep a couple more minutes. It's like rooibos tea, which you can't really over-steep, unlike black teas or whatever. Bird? Is Bird back? Yes, Bird, where are you? Show me the way. There it is. Yeah? So it is just like in this oh god, don't jump off. In that direction is the closest. I mean, I guess we'll follow the bird then. I do want to go east as well, but it would probably be a good idea to just follow wherever the bird is saying that I should be going. There we go. Tea is done steeping. And I guess I could just sleep now. Let's sleep once we get to the end here. So I'll be well rested. Yeah, now we have like way too much food, but it does go pretty quick. What the hell is this music? It's like horror music. Am I being hunted? I guess this is just the music you see when you start approaching the bridge, because it's like a pretty awe-inspiring moment or whatever. Did I just see a flash? I thought I just saw a flash over here. Might be behind that tree or something now? Maybe not. No, I think it's just like some stuff loading in or whatever. Yeah, that's probably what I saw. This sure is a bridge. It was a little more exciting to go the other way than this way, when we actually had stuff to read on the way and we were going to an exciting new place. Bird is still saying this general direction. Good God. Like mountain lions, I guess. If you haven't heard that, like mountain lion screams, they just sound like a woman being like tortured to death or something. It's really fucking weird. Alright, I think we're nearing the end here, finally. So we've been traveling south-ish. Southeast again, slightly. Or like south by southeast or whatever it's called. And now I'm exhausted. Alright, good timing. So we will sleep here. Not sure if I can double sleep. Probably not. Let's not double sleep. I don't know. I feel like the fog is like starting to lift, so if I sleep again, it'll be too late. It'll be like evening. Already spoiling. Oh god, holy shit, the fish. 5 fish has already spoiled? That seems unlucky. Is it like, maybe it's based on the amount you have? Like the more of something you have, the faster they spoil, and the bigger portion spoil. I guess that would make sense, since like it kind of spreads. Well, damn. So yeah, bird is here, and reach is telling me to go over here, which is now directly east. It was like slightly more this way before, right? So it isn't too far south or whatever, like, or it can't be too far away. But I guess I'll follow the bird, at least for now. Oh, still get that lag, loading lag. Where are you, bird? I wonder what kind of range the bird has. Like, is it telling me to go all the way back to, like, the start of the game? Or is it within a certain radius that it, like, searches? Don't want to be staring up in the sky too much in case I miss stuff or walk into, like, a mountain lion. I don't even know if I want to trust the bird. Maybe I should just say screw it to the bird and just continue east here. Because that seems more fun. Like, this is going on for a while already. I guess let's trust the bird one time. We'll see how far it's, like, taking me to get to this thing and where it tells me to go next. If it's just like, oh, I missed one thing on the way here. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna lead me for, like, the entire evening. We don't have too much time today, because Knit Underground was too exciting. Master Marksman. Still got it. Nope, the bird is like swooping in to steal my kill. Or maybe it's just impressed. Yeah, I don't know if it's like elevation matters or something, like if it's just because there's mountains here, it's further down, or if maybe it like gets lower the closer to the thing you get or something. This seems to be extremely far away. Oh man, I am regretting this already. And we are going like west at this point, completely the opposite way from where I want to be traveling. At least west isn't south. Okay, there we go. So let's see what happens. I collect this, and where does Birdie go? Birdie goes south? In this direction. Yeah, just go over the mountains. Sure. I don't trust the bird. Well, that's a good... That's kind of lucky that it's telling me to go to, like, a stupid location. Unless it's, like, here. It could be... Maybe we should just peek in there. But if it gets cold, I'm definitely not doing that. And, I don't know if I should go for this fox that was over here. And I guess we should read as well. Oh, there it is. I've taken a serious wound, but I killed it. Oh my god. That was sick. That was worth it. Well, there we go. Now I'm well rested. I can't believe I hit that. I did not think that would work. Should have done a 360 as well. Oh god, this is awful. It kind of seems like you mainly take wounds on slopes or something. Like, the slopes are what's dangerous, not the actual fall. If you jump really far, it's like, yeah, no problem, but if you just, like, stumble down a slope that's, like, sliding, it just kills your legs. Yeah, you're going, like, that direction. Yeah. No. Nah, I don't trust that. I don't believe in that for a second. So let's just continue going east again, and we'll trust our reach thing instead. Because eventually the bird should, like, swap over and tell us to go east then, if we continue going east. I don't know if those sounds are like any actual indication. Is there a fox somewhere nearby because we're hearing these sounds? And was there a mountain lion somewhere nearby since we heard that before? I don't think it's like a reliable indicator, but maybe it at least has like some kind of merit to it. Where those sounds play if there's like one of those within a couple 100 meters or something. Let's reconfirm. Reach. Yep, just directly this way. Did I just see something? No, it was just the tree line. Okay, I'm not well rested again, so let's just rest. It'll be misty, and that's fine, and then we just keep moving here. So is Bird? Yeah, Bird is still telling me to go back. Dumb Bird. Bird has no concept for human travel. Or allegedly human travel. I don't even know if I am human at this point. Did I see something? No? I mean, I guess I wouldn't see something. If I saw something, the bird would be telling me it's there, I think. I don't think the bird, like, only picks one collectible and then doesn't, like, change its mind depending on what you do. Yeah, it's still telling me to go back this way. Which is mostly east. Yeah, east. West. Wait. Mostly west. Wait. No. That is east. Wait, where am I going? I lost track. Wait, is Reach west? No. Okay, I was like turned around. I thought I was going this way. So Bird has changed over to something new. Or was I completely turned around the entire time? I feel like I'm going backwards now. Am I not going backwards? Did I not just come from here? I wish you got maps a little more frequently. Because I don't really have any good concept of like exactly where I am in relation to different big cities and where Victoria is and all of that. I feel like every time you reach one of these places, like Victoria and Bellevue and whatever, you should find the map for that area. That like, and have it be so that you can kind of piece together where that fits in from the other places or whatever. I don't know. I swear I'm going backwards now. Maybe I should just, again, ignore the bird. What is this? Is that the bridge again? Yeah, am I just back at the bridge? This looks unfamiliar. What is this? Is this the bridge? Is it not the bridge? Where are we? Well, it's not the bridge. I'm just going south, which I don't love. Bird is telling me to go east. I don't understand what just happened. I just, like, lost track. Same as that time in, what was that place called again? Was that Washington, or... No, Olympia. My dear. I've been here. Wait, aren't we just north of Bellevue at this point? Did I loop around the entire place? I guess I kind of want to confirm that if we go south, is that just the place leading into Bellevue? Because this looks similar. I guess I, like, went south, looped around the entire place, got to Victoria, and then you just go, like, back to the east, and then you're right where Bellevue was. Where'd this deer go? It went back to its underwater people again. Seriously, those deer just, like, vanish. Yeah, the deer just, they go into water and just disappear. It's probably down here or something, but you just can't see it. Bird? Let's just go this way. Which now is south. Previously was saying to go east, so yeah, we must be, like, walking past a couple things. I'm not sure this is familiar. Is that the same deer from before? Oh my god, I'm a god. What the hell? How? How am I doing this? I just didn't even believe in that one. Wow. These are some of my best shots I've ever done. Oh, man, there's a lot of stuttering. Is that because we're nearing Bellevue? We'll see. Bird? Bird? This way. Oh, yeah, I see that. Wow. Yeah, this must be a different road. This is not Bellevue. Hello. And we have two things to read now. I wonder how far you can hit from. Is he stuck in the bush? Got him. I think he was stuck, like, on top of the bush so he couldn't run away. And Bird is telling us to go here as well, which is now east again? Oops. Yeah. And Reach is telling us to go further northeast. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it would say. Too bad I have to sleep now, though, which is gonna make it nighttime. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll walk during nighttime. Yeah, I guess that does make sense then. I did think it would be weird if we were already back at Bellevue. I feel like we're way northwest of that. Okay, I see that. There's the thing, and he's not pointing to that, which means there's a closer one. Wait, and there? There's two. Are there more than two? There's three. 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, look at that treasure trove! Holy cow, what the hell? Where are we? What is going on with this section? I guess he's pointing us to, like, this one or something, or this one here. What? There's just, like, 15 pickups in this tiny little zone. Alright, guess I'll sleep again. Let's just triple sleep. I just want it to be like a normal time again. If you could do that in real life, just wake up at like 5 PM and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna sleep again. Wake up at midnight, be like, yeah, I'm just gonna sleep again. And then you wake up at like 8 AM and it's like, okay, good. I have a good sleep schedule again. What a weird area here. There's like nothing... Okay, there's a bit of a settlement. Okay. So this is some kind of place. This isn't Reach, is it? No way this is Reach. I thought Reach was like a big city. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe it was just a tiny little village. Oh, and I should read as well the 2 things we found so far, because there's going to be a lot of reading now. So where did it start? We have one there. Didn't we have one, like, before that one? I feel like there's one more somewhere here. Strange music loop. No. Yeah, so maybe bulking up, bunkering up a bunch of food is not the best idea, because then it'll just, like, spoil way faster. Like, it's not just about, oh, it was a while since I fished, it's just, like, the quantity makes it spoil faster, perhaps. Which might be why meat and fish always felt like they lasted so long, because you never had that much of them compared to, like, mushrooms and berries. I don't know. Alright, well, I guess we should just start reading what we already have before we start collecting here, because, my god. This is gonna be the rest of the stream, perhaps. So, didn't I get 2 things? No. Didn't I get 2 things? What happened here? Did I get, like, an image or something? No? I thought I got 1 thing from following the bird, and then another that was, like, on this road thing on top of the car. Didn't I? I don't understand what just happened. It wasn't this, was it? Yeah, it's time I let it rest. Okay. Was there something else in here that I got? Basil out? No, we read this. What just happened? I'll have to, like, rewatch that. Didn't I get 2 things, I'm pretty sure? Jamie lives, Senin sightings, missing persons network, James Fuma, missing, last seen, blah blah, at a rest stop near Nevada border. Have you seen him? Shooter on campus forced to surrender by glowing man, witnesses say. He's like becoming a vigilante legend or something, or what? Everyone at Sweetwater Memorial just got a free treatment from a man who glowed. Car was on fire, couldn't see anything but smoke. Blue light, then I'm safe on the grass in the median. Jamie lives. Yeah, this is like Spider-Man. Forest fire outside Salt Lake at Box Elder. Mill Canyon Peaks. Firefighters report blue glow from fire line. Witnesses say strangers saved their lives. Jamie. Jamie lives. Lewis and Lumen. 7 years since my grandfather died, I went to visit his grave, but each year it faded back into the earth a little more. Dame Maya told me every year that it was as it was meant to be, that one day everything would return to the soil. My head knew her words for truth, but my heart was harder to convince. Every day I lost a little bit of his face. One freckle went, then a scar. One day I won't know him from a shadow. Sigil asked me why I'm sad, and it pained me that she never knew him. I bent down before her and said, Sigil, baby, I'm sad because on this day, a long time ago, before you were born, baby, your great-great-grandfather Lewis died. Her eyes dropped and her shoulders fell, and I had to place my hand under her chin just so she'd look at me. It's all right, baby girl. Did I ever tell you the story of how our family came to be at First Landing? She shook her head, but then her father walked through the door to my little cabin, eyes burning ice. He blew out air and smiled when he saw... What? Eyes burning ice? Like sending blue glow, or what? He blew out air and smiled when he saw little Sigil. There you are. You can't go running off like that, little one. It's all right. She was with me the whole time. Please, mother, tell me next time before you go running off with my daughter. Oh. Wait. I see. She's Sigil's grandma. Okay. That's hardly... Wait, Daddy. Gamma Lumen was... No time, baby girl. Dame Maya is about to hold solstice. Sigil's eyes went wide then, and she looked back and forth between me and my oldest son, August, her father. There we go. I heaved myself up out of my chair, pressing my fingers into the knotted ash wood as I pushed off the armrest. Don't worry, child. I will tell you after the speech. I took her miniature hand in mine, and we followed her father out the door. And we'll see what happens after that. I guess I should hold off then. I'm getting 9? But maybe that's like intentional that you're getting them in a scattered order. But maybe it's better if I hold off until I collect more of them. So I can read 2. There we go, I'm healed. 8. Getting pretty hard to see. 7. Yeah, it's like 1, then 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or 2, I guess. So maybe you are supposed to read them in that order. Because I guess, like, this is gonna be 6. But if I go to this one, this will be 6. Is that how it works? Or will this one now be 5? That's 5. Okay, so they are, like, seeing specific points. Huh. But yeah, then it does seem like they're intending for you to read them in that order. And that's 6. Yeah, so now I've accidentally, like, mixed these up. That's kind of annoying. I should have not done that. Oh well. Let's sleep once. And yeah, everything is spoiling. Eat twice. Oh, not hungry. So let's read it from the end then. So 9. Solstice came too quickly. Strange to think the last one had only been a month before. That was what the First Amendment dictated. 6 solstices will be held per year. 3 in the spring and 3 in the fall. The words of Domo Yusuf II, a man some call the prophet of the new faith. The knot that had taken up residence in my stomach year-round grew tighter and heavier on the morning of each solstice. It groaned and pinched my gut as I made the short walk to the market, as I took my seat of honor on the... Oh god, I always forget how this is pronounced. I'm not even gonna attempt it.
Dais.
Dais. I was gonna say like Deus? I don't know. Hold on. Let's get some like actual people.
Dais.
Dais.
Yeah, okay, Dais. 1 second. It was a place reserved for our oldest and least fortunate. I had taken it from my grandfather when he died. The crowd settled and Dame Maya walked to the front of the crowd, followed by my daughter with her ceremonial drum. I barely heard the words as she rattled on about the obligation and inevitability of what was to occur. So much had changed since the last solstice. Dame Maya reached her hand into the basket and I squeezed my eyes shut tight. What followed was a moment of pure stillness. Even the wind died down as the world held its breath alongside us. Maya's voice broke the silence and my heart. And sure, dire, they're like reverting to sacrifices and stuff, or what? But why? What would that do? Just talk to her, please. Try to make her see reason. Mother, what makes you think she'll listen to us any better than she listened to you? Not to mention, I'm still not totally convinced that this is the right thing to do. August never had the adventurous spirit, not like Anshor. No, she's right, August. This new faith stuff, this is very confusing, like who's saying what. It isn't right, and Pyrrha needs to see that. Please, just try. It won't feel right without your sister there with us. I could remember when we all used to live under that roof, before Pyrrha joined Dame Maya and moved to the temple. Before August moved out and had Sigil, only Anshor remained, and I could feel him drifting away. I needed to keep them close. I think one of the most pivotal decisions that was made was when they decided the Dame or Domo wouldn't be allowed to marry or have children. It was not a decision made out of tradition, but one made of necessity. Dame Lisbeth proved that when her son's name was pulled and she wasn't able to carry out her task. She was so young when Dame Maya took over from her, and Maya was still practically a child herself. I never wanted my Pyrrha to bear the weight of that task for her child or anyone else's. I did ask her if she would go, and of course she said no. Mother, have you lost all sense of reason? I am not keeping up with who's saying what, or like who's telling them to do what. Should she become a priest? Do they sacrifice people? I don't know. Listen to me, Pyrrha. Listen to me before it's you up there drawing the names. We all must die eventually, Mother. Their sacrifice is all that keeps us safe. How do you know that, Pyrrha? Dame Maya taught me, as Dame Lilith taught her, as Domo Yusuf II taught her before. It's the First Amendment. Do you know why? Do any of us even know why? Well, we're still here and the rest of them aren't. We haven't had visitors since before you were born. Did you ever think maybe they're still out there and they're too afraid to come here? That was when she made her excuses and left. I could see it in her eyes, in the way she couldn't look at me. Doubt. I'm not really keeping track of this. I couldn't stop thinking about my grandfather. I felt connection to the man who raised me and... Oh, and wait, hold on. I should read this one. What do you mean, leave First Landing? I probably should have just read it in the correct order that they don't want you to read it in. I don't know. Where would we go? I don't know. But with my grandfather gone, and after all of the loss I faced, I'd rather take the risk out there than risk in here. What if she chooses Hannah? She won't choose Hannah. She can't choose Hannah, can she? That's what my mother thought about my father. He was still chosen, and because of that, I never knew my parents. Sigil will be of age in a few years. It would tear August apart if she were chosen. I can't lose them too, Benny. I don't know who's saying what, Jesus! This is so confusing! But we don't know what's out there, Lumen. So that was Lumen saying that, and Lumen is the grandmother of Sigil, right? And the mother of August, and... Hannah, I guess, is August's wife and Sigil's mother? I don't know. But we don't know what's out there, Lumen. We don't know if there's anything out there. Of course there's something out there. There's a whole world out there. Have you spoken to your kids about it? August and Anshor, yes. Pyrrha will be... I'm not sure she will be willing. Just talk to Hannah about it, please. Oh man, this is very confusingly written. I couldn't stop thinking about my grandfather. I felt connection to the man who raised me in the very structures of First Landing. His wrinkles lived in the wood grain of the cabins, and his thin white hair blew in the grass beneath my feet. The tree bark was the leathered skin on his palms, the calluses on his fingertips. I saw him everywhere. I saw his bright patterned clothing in the market canopies, and his deer hide shoes and the leather stretched taut on Pyrrha's ceremonial drum. My grandfather lived in the lines and colors of First Landing. His whispers were the wind. 6.5 years prior, this would have brought me comfort. There were ways in which it still did. But my grandfather and his mother, and her surrogate father, oh my god, now they're just making it more convoluted, built the structures of this town to house a future they could believe in. I think all of this was because of Sigil. My fear of losing my children was crippling, but only since Sigil was born had I begun to truly understand the wrongness that had been growing in First Landing since my mother was her age. My whole family... What? Since your mother was her age? Like, was Sigil's age? As a kid? But you knew your mother when she was a kid? Or are you just saying, like, that is what you've heard happened? God, this is confusing. My whole family rested in the buildings and the bushes in the sky, but I feared my future did not. I feared that I realized it too late. I feared that when I died and returned to the soil, I wouldn't rejoin my grandfather and my mother and my father and Tess and Lewis of the Founders, because I would have had to build structures of my own to house the future of my family. Oh boy. Can't say I'm loving this storyline because it's so confusing. And like, it's so confusingly written, but it doesn't actually say anything. Like, we're not really getting anything out of it, I feel. Bird is there. Yeah. So this is First Landing then, not Reach. Oh god, that's 11 now. Yeah, maybe we should just collect all of them and then continue reading in the, like, proper order instead. Oh, that's new. Lewis. Number 4. $12. Would be nice if they could just sort these in your journal. And that's 2, but we still don't have 3, which is probably here. Nope. That's Senin and Tria. And this is 2, 3. 10. What? Then where's 3? I don't think I got that, did I? There's 3, okay. And now Bird goes north? North-ish. Okay. Alright, so let's read from 2. So wait, let me reread 1, not vocally. Tell you after speech, okay. So then 2, like leaves on the trees, we are tied to life only feebly. One day the wind will prove too strong for us, and we will return to the soil to find new purpose in fueling the lives of children. What depth. It wasn't that I didn't believe in what Dame Maya preached. I only wish she wasn't so pretentious about it. Domo Eric never minced words, something I always appreciated. When Domo Eric led the town in Solstice, he may have been dry, but he was concise. Dame Maya swirled her words around in her mouth before speaking them, and they dripped with the sap of her zealous faith. Then again, I would take her above Domo Yusuf II any day. My grandfather told me that First Landing wasn't always this way. When he was a child, their Domo only preached inside his cabin, unless it was equinox when he was allowed to hold Solstice in the market. Solstice was different back then. The practitioners of Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and other old faiths were never required to visit the Domo or attend the speeches if they hadn't taken on the new faith as well. That was before the First Amendment. My grandfather told of a time visitors came to First Landing, and even new settlers occasionally joined our community. Even as I looked from my seat of honor on the low, slatted platform behind Dame Maya, I could see no cabins that weren't already there when I was born. The lean boughs of wood that supported the canopies of the market looked alien to me, as if I was remembering a childhood I never lived. What must it have been like to live in that golden age? All I had were my grandfather's stories and his nostalgia with which to imagine his world. I wonder too whether my parents' world was more like his or mine. I had none of their stories, and my mother was the one thing he would never talk about. Her death haunted him until his own. But as Dame Maya said, however brazenly, one day the wind will prove too strong for us, and we will return to the soil. And then 3, your great-great-great-grandmother was called Tess Dyer, I don't know, and she came here with Lewis of the Founders when she was your age. Did Benny teach you about Lewis of the Founders in school? And this is talking to Sigil, I think? Yeah. She shook her head, and a wisp of strawberry blonde stuck in her eyelashes. I reached forward to push it aside and continued. Lewis wasn't really one of the Founders. This is very poorly written. You should have, like, quotation marks when you're speaking and whatever. I don't know. Wasn't really one of the Founders because he arrived after Sati and the others had already built the first cabins. The ones in the very center of town. Do you know why they called him of the Founders? She shook her head again. Well, Sigil, Lewis was one of the most important people in First Landing, back when it was just starting out. He raised 8 children, he used his own cabin as a schoolhouse. It's the one Benny lives and works in today. And he helped Sati and the other Founders write the Constitution. Her eyes went wide, though she hadn't been taught about the Constitution in school yet. Of course, even the youngest child knew what it was, however vaguely. That's right, he was a very important man, and he raised Tess and all of her brothers and sisters. That's why she named your great-grandfather after him. Is that why Lewis is named Lewis too? Yes, baby girl, that is not confusing at all. Your cousin is named after both of them. And am I named after someone? No, baby girl, your name is just for you. Oh boy. Nothing can prepare a person for children. Nothing. I thought I knew what I was getting myself into, but ever since the midwife pulled August from me and set him in my arms each day... That should have a comma. Arms. Each day has been a surprise. Every single day for 28 years. He was the hardest, though his brother and sister posed their own challenges. But in some ways, he was the most rewarding. I love all my children dearly, but there can never be anything like your first child. Wow! Okay. Jesus. To feel the warmth of his body, his soft inhale and exhale, to feel the surprising strength of his tiny fingers grasping one of yours. There's nothing in the world like it. The second is easier, and all the excitement and miracle is still there, only you've seen it before. I knew the third would be the last, so there was something tangibly bittersweet to hold the last of my children in my arms on the day he was born, knowing there would never be another. There's nothing that can prepare you for any of it. I did the best I could, and David did the best he could until he didn't. It always shocked me to see Pyrrha on stage, I guess, when he died. I am dying myself. 1 second. Still have some tea for my poor throat. I'm kind of ready to stop this, honestly, once we're done with this part. I think it's been too much reading, and we might have to call it a short episode of Eidolon for today. It always shocked me to see Pyrrha on stage beside Dame Maya. My daughter, my second-born, would be the next Dame of First Landing. It was difficult to imagine, and only in part because I struggled to see Dame Maya giving it up, even in death. Pyrrha would never feel the warmth of her firstborn in her arms, never know the strangeness and the joy of motherhood. I imagine that's part of the trade-off of being Dame. You could never hold your child in your arms, but you would also never face the possibility of losing them. I knew that parenthood wasn't what she wanted, but it was always something I wanted for her, for all of my children. Yeah, bit selfish there. I am not you, she used to say, a cutting reminder of all the ways in which I'd failed her. She'd idolized me once. Anshor may still have found joys in parenthood, but I saw more of his father in him each day. He may have found joy in parenthood, or he may have found it on the open road, like David did. I think he was the only man left who could break my heart. What? Okay, I'm not understanding that. And then 5... we read. And then we read up to 9, and 9 was talking about Anshor Dier. Oh, I see the name. Ah, Dame Maya. Anshor. Wait, and Anshor? Who was Anshor? Oh my god, I can't keep track of these. August was her firstborn. Who was Maya? Was her second-born only daughter. David was her third? No? And who was Anshor? I don't know. This is too much to keep track of. I don't know. We need like a fucking family tree. I don't know. I don't know who Anshor is. And I guess I don't really care. It felt like the end of the world. My baby boy, okay. So, who? So he was, what? So David wasn't the third child? Anshor was the third child? His was the first phase I saw when I opened my eyes, and if I thought my heart couldn't break into more pieces, I was wrong. His eyes were blank, his mouth slack. There was just nothing. Then I looked at Pyrrha and I saw terror. Then I looked at Dame Maya and felt hatred. Say your goodbyes and return here in the morning. Alright, wait, no, Maya isn't. Pyrrha is her daughter, the second-born, right? Maya is the old priestess who's, like, too annoying. I wanted to kill her then and there. If only that could have helped. She swept off back to her temple, and Pyrrha followed, tears streaming down her face. I rushed to Anshor. August had already reached him and was trying to get him to speak, or at least to go back to our cabin. Son, you will say no goodbyes, do you hear me? You will say no goodbyes. We will leave tonight. Okay, so Anshor is her grandson, it's August's son, and Sigil's brother? I guess? I found Pyrrha behind the temple, tears streaming down her ruddy cheeks. Have you come to say you told me so? No, Pyrrha, I've come to get you. We're leaving. Tonight? Yes, we are leaving tonight before that woman kills your baby brother. What? Wait, no, brother? Oh my god! Wait, Pyrrha is August's daughter? Who's Sigil then? Did August have 3 kids? Pyrrha, Sigil, and Anshor? Oh dear. God, this is convoluted. I won't stop you, but I can't go with you either. What do you mean, child? I mean, I'm not going, and I'm not a child any longer. I believed in the new faith... can't even read anymore. New faith all my life, and it has never let me down. Well, it's letting you down now! Oh, I'm dying! Yep. Jesus Christ. She isn't coming? Even now? No, Anshor, she isn't coming with us. Pack your things, we need to leave. Mother? Mother? But August... What? August, what is happening in this? Someone needs to fucking explain this to me one day. I don't understand, like... Oh god, Lumin is the mother, right, of August, but then she's also the mother of Anshor. But Anshor is the baby brother of Pyrrha. Yeah. Okay, no, I guess that's it. Yeah, Lumin's kids are in order August, Pyrrha, Anshor. And Sigil is August's daughter. Good fucking god. What about the town? I paused, one hand clutching a pair of pants, the other holding open the bag I was about to stuff them into. I looked at August, eyes wide. What are you saying? I'm saying we can't just leave everyone here to deal with the fallout of our actions. What if others want to leave too? Anshor paused too, and shut his eyes. So we'll ask them. What are you suggesting? That we wait until morning when the town is assembled and ask them. That's gonna work out well. I glanced at Sigil playing with her dolls on the floor. Her mother, Lynn... Oh god, that's another confusion. So Lynn is August's wife, I guess. Was watching her too. I observed her tiny hands adjusting one of the doll's clothes and imagined what she had been thinking when her uncle was sentenced to death. Can we afford to take that risk? Anshor's eyes met mine for the first time since Dame Maya called his name. Mother, it isn't your risk to take. Anshor was wrong. About the risk, that is. It was my risk. He is my child. I don't think he understood the lengths I would go to protect him. I was leaving my only daughter behind to protect him, and my only consolation was that her name was taken out of that jar the day she pledged herself to Dame Maya. Yet there I was, waiting alongside what remained of my family, for dawn to break and the rest of the townspeople to assemble. My thoughts drifted to my grandfather once again. He never spoke of my mother, and everything I learned about her was told to me by others who had known her well. He never spoke of her except for once. He told me that he could recall every freckle on her face, the way the light glinted off of the gold in her eyes, the exact hue of her hair. It was the 10th anniversary of her death, a mere 12 days after my birthday. He said he was glad that I had the slanted grey eyes and black hair of my father. After he died, I thought I understood his pain. I thought I knew the loss that he felt each and every day after my father's name was drawn and my mother took her own life. I was wrong. But even more... What? But even more than I learned pain that day, I learned fear. I see, yeah. I learned that fear was hot and blinding. When Dame Maya finally emerged from the temple, groggy-eyed and calm as she ever was, I learned that fear wasn't so different from anger or hatred. Hera followed her, eyes carefully trained on the ground. She approached us, expressionless, and touched Anshar on the shoulder. Are you ready? He stepped forward. Dame Maya, I will not be returning to the soil today. My family and I are leaving. He turned to face the rest of the town, most of whom were still half asleep. We would have left last night, but we wanted to extend the invitation. Join us if you're finished with Solstice, or don't. We'll be leaving soon either way. You can't leave. Okay, we actually get a part 2 to this one. You will die out there. Well, it looks like I'll die in here if I stay, so I'm going to take my chances. Murmurs from the crowd grew louder, became part support, but mostly protest. I could feel the fear rise with the sun on the horizon. Benny and Hannah emerged from the crowd. I don't know who those are! Who the fuck is Benny and Hannah? Jesus! A bag in each of their hands. We packed last night. We waited for you to come get us. I'm glad you're coming. Anyone else? A young woman with a toddler balanced on her hip stepped forward, followed by an older man with almost no hair. The woman's name was Peony, and we've heard that before, and the child was her orphan nephew. The man, Bard, had lost his wife last month. They were the only ones. Mother, I think we need to leave now. August picked up Sigil and took Lynn's hand in his free one. He was right. The rest of the crowd was getting angry. They were afraid. Anshar's sacrifice was supposed to protect them, but he was leaving. Soon they would be emboldened to stop him. Yeah, I feel like they would do that pretty quickly and not let you just walk away, but I don't know. Senentria. I did promise I would keep writing letters, though the fates seem determined to stop me. It has been a rather wild journey getting here. We made it across the first few islands just fine before water started seeping into the boat. We couldn't tell where it was coming from at first, but after some investigation I discovered some rotted wood hidden beneath a bench seat. The water was only trickling in at first, and we were able to remove it faster than it could get in. We spent 5 days traversing those islands, and by the end of the 4th, the boat was nearly in shambles. Hard to believe something could break down so quickly, but I saw it happen before my eyes. Evidently, boats need significant maintenance in order to function properly, significantly more maintenance than abandonment had to offer. Consequently, well, on the morning of the 5th day, Elder and I went sitting on the rocks, staring at the remains of the boat that we needed in order to finish the last leg of the journey. Stranded on an island with no tools or supplies, we really had no other hope. It would still float, that much was true, but the water had started coming in faster than I could remove it, and Eldon couldn't help because he had to row. We sat there, staring at the boat, knowing that we had no other option than to set it back in the water and keep going. Can't you, like, make some, like, clay or something? I don't know. Just pack it with mud? Just for something? Maybe it would help a little bit? I don't know. Which is exactly what we did. I don't know what you would do if you don't have any modern tools to fix a leak in a boat. I'm sure there's YouTube videos on it. Then, hours later, with the far shore in sight, water sloshing against our legs, clothing clinging to our goosebump-ridden skin, we realized we weren't going to make it. The boat had taken on too much water, and there was no way I was going to be able to get it all out. Elder set the oars aside and tried to help me, but it was too late. The boat sank. I felt especially bad for Elder in that moment because he was already tired from rowing as fast as he was able, trying to reach the shore before the boat gave out. And there he was, faced with swimming the rest of the way, but we did it. I've never felt exhaustion like that. It was as if my every muscle was tied into the ground, and every time I tried to move on or shift, I'm gonna starve to death 3 times over just reading all this. It's insane. I really wish the game paused while you read stuff, or at least that it was an option, so you can, like, walk and read if you want to, read things silently, but it really should be an option. Oh, man. Someone yanked on the rope. I can only imagine how Elder felt. We literally crawled ashore, dragging our waterlogged bodies a safe distance before slumping on the rocks and losing consciousness. I'm not sure how long we stayed like that, only that we woke up in late morning sometime later, mostly dry and aching from our effort. Elder estimates we swam about 15 miles. Of course, nearly everything in our possession was ruined. All of Elder's maps, all of my journals and recordings, and food we were carrying with us. The food. Even our clothes were hardly usable, as the salt from the ocean had starched them while they dried in the sun. It's a good thing Stenin are durable. I'm not sure what we would have done if we hadn't happened upon an abandoned settlement called First Landing. That was what the signpost said anyway. It wasn't as old as the cities, about that much I'm certain. That, and the people didn't seem to have gone in a hurry. There wasn't much left aside from the structures and furniture, but they had plenty of... So they had plenty of time to pack up and prepare. Sorry, I'm getting a little sidetracked. Back to the story. So he stumbled upon this overgrown little town, comprised primarily of small cabins, with some kind of central building and the decades-old remains of a market in the center. The thing that made this such a find, though, were the beds. Real, somewhat musty and a little bit rotten, beds with feather mattresses and no skeletal remains to deter us. That was exactly what we needed, a real rest. And after the rest, a meal. Speaking of rest, I'm growing tired from all of this writing. I'm growing very tired from all of this reading, so I can relate. I still haven't regained all my strength, though it's been nearly a week since we swam ashore. I'll finish the story later. I hope you find this letter well. I do like Tria's writing style, at least. It's nicer than this garbage. Not that it was all garbage, but just very confusing. And this is Lewis. Whoever Lewis is, like, now we know there's like 4 or 5 Lewises, because they're all based on like the forefather. So maybe this is Lewis, the cousin of Sigil, which would mean it would be like either Anshore or... Yeah, how does that make sense? How could she have cousins? Or wait, maybe some of the other ones had cousins? Maybe Lumin had a sister or brother? I don't know. Been a month since I even had time to breathe, much less sit down. Is this what raising kids used to be like? Somehow I doubt it. They run me through the ringer, but I guess now I won't have to do it alone. We found some people, a small town really, over on the peninsula, so far from home, but it's nice anyway. Rains a lot more, but maybe that's just the season. It was sheer dumb luck, literally stumbled upon the place. I'm happy to say it's not the first time strangers were nice to us, but it's the first time the kids shook their heads when I said maybe we should go. It wasn't just the kids either. Woman in charge's name is Sati, says she grew up a farmer and the silver lining of disaster is that she gets to go back to her roots. Her son Yusuf's my age, and he was the first one we ran into. Okay, so this is the forefather, the founding Lewis. There's 20-odd more living in a literal one-road town near the Sound. They call it First Landing. The kids took to it right away, except Mandy and Tess. Always difficult ones, those two. And Tess was the great-great-grandmother or something of Lumin, or what was it? Though for entirely different reasons. Mandy was suspicious, as usual. Didn't take her long to come around. Tess was harder. Thought we were giving up, though I don't know what on. Maybe she never quite gave up hope that we'd find her parents. She still sulks sometimes, but she's made some new friends. I guess I have to, too. So, like, Lewis and them that was after the fall, right? Like, where things went to shit. And then they got over here. So then, since then, it's been many, many, many generations. So it's like, at least, I'm assuming the Tria and all of that stuff is relatively recent. Maybe not. I don't know, maybe we're still like hundreds of years from that, but at least between Tria and the fall, that's like at least a couple hundred years, or 100, 200, 300 years, something like that, right? Well, what would it be? I don't know how many greats they were saying, how many generations, maybe 100 to between 100 and 200 years or something, right? They put us up in some apartments over the souvenir shop. Gave us the whole building, so everyone has their own beds. Eric and Connie still share. I've been giving it a lot of thought. I'm going to make First Landing our home. These kids need a home, need more than trudging our way through the wilderness, sleeping in the houses of ghosts. I can give them more. but not if I can't let go of my own ghosts. So I'm not going to write anymore. I owe these kids everything I can give them. I owe them everything, and you're gone. I love you, Georgia, and one day, maybe I'll find you. But there's still more Lewis stuff. Okay, but that is, like, not close at all, so I guess we probably missed some stuff. That's south? Yeah, that's, like, southwest. That is probably back near, like, Bellevue and stuff, where I probably missed some stuff. Bird is telling me to go here, and I'm telling myself to go the hell to sleep. Jesus Christ. Where was, like, the main building? They said there was, like, a main building and a marketplace? Doesn't really look like there's a main building. I guess there's just ruins now. Would have been nice if there was a bigger ruin in the center or something. Unless it's over here, but I don't know. Anyway, let's leave it off there. That wasn't even like a short installment of Eidolon. That ended up taking as long as it normally does, basically. Holy hell, that was a lot of reading. So now, next time, I guess we're going north, but I kind of want to go. Well, we'll check where like the Reach is located, because I do want to go to that still, but at some point, I guess we have to make the trek all the way back down to the start of the game and confirm with a bird's help if I'm, like, missing stuff. So, we'll see you next time. Good night.